everyone, welcome back to the Strong with Julie podcast. Today we have a recording, but also a video for YouTube if you guys prefer to look at me talk, I guess. I'm super excited about today's podcast. It's about how social media could be really affecting your health and fitness journey. There's 5 topics that we're gonna go over. The first one is comparison. The second one is information overload. The third one is extremists in all categories. And the fourth one is trendy but ineffective workouts. And the last one is unrealistic expectations. So we'll get into those, but before we do that, I want to do the weekly report because it's been a little while since we've done that. So the weekly report is what I am reading, what I am eating, playing, obsessing, and recommending. It's like the acronym for report. So we'll do that first and then we'll get into the social media aspect of it all. Okay. What I am reading is called The Little Secret. It is so good. It's a thriller. The first time that I read it in bed before bed, I did have a little bit of a nightmare because there was a kidnapping involved. I'll just say that now because it's like in the first few pages of the book. I hope that didn't give anything away, but whatever. So I got really nervous and I definitely had a dream that I had a child. It was so scary. So that is one thing to be warned about, but those types of thrillers just help me want to keep reading, and I don't even pay attention to the pages. That's something that I noticed. Whereas if I'm reading a super self-help, self-development book, I feel like I'm constantly looking at the pages, what's going on here? Excuse me, sir, what's up? Are you being my guard dog? Gus is behind me. He's being my guard dog right now. But that's what I'm reading. Eating, I just posted this recipe, the lemon coconut cake. It's a 1 serving cake with Greek yogurt, coconut frosting on top. It was so good. Hi, buddy. And macro friendly, really good if you're in a calorie deficit, which I am. And the other thing that I've been having a lot of for a snack or dinner are the Real Good chicken nuggets. You can find them on the frozen section. And I put them in the air fryer for 12 minutes and they are delicious. What are you barking at, buddy? There's nothing there. Come sit with mommy. Come on, come sit. Okay. So the chicken nuggets and the lemon coconut cake, those are a staple. Playing wise, I've been listening to a lot of fun podcasts. This kind of goes along with the reading. I'm transitioning this year to just more pleasure things, things that really make me laugh, make me happy. I don't know, not that the self-development doesn't, but I just do it so much in my day-to-day. I'm constantly talking to my clients. I'm reading a lot of literature and articles and different research studies online to make sure I'm up to date with my coaching certification. So I get that stuff. So I don't need that to be a part of my hobbies and my pleasure. So if you're someone that feels super overwhelmed with the self-help things, I definitely recommend just listen to a fun podcast. I still check off on my habit tracker that I listen to a podcast even if it's The Toast. So I did start listening to The Toast probably a week or 2 ago. It is so good, and then the new theme song is so cute, and every time that it comes on it gets stuck in my head. But I just think they're silly, they're funny, their takes are funny, and kind of keeps me up to date with what's it called, entertainment and celebrities and stuff, which usually I don't really look at much. Even the Oscars were on this weekend and I put it on for a little bit and I was watching it. It's fun to see people's outfits. But yeah, I think there was a really good 2 years there where I was just self-help only, only reading self-help books, business books, things like that, which is fine. I grinded, but now I'm oh, I want to relax and have some fun. And now I have this brain filled with knowledge that I can just give to you guys instead on my podcast, but we can still keep my podcast light, fun, airy. I wouldn't really consider this a self-help podcast. We're talking about my life, my journey, different ways I can help you guys. And of course, a lot of the times my clients are listening to this, so I want to give them real tips for their journey as they're progressing through it. Okay, next, obsessing. This weekend we had my engagement photos. And I glazed my hair. I got a glaze 4 months ago. The way that it makes your hair feel brand new. I also heard that Madison Beer gets a glaze in her hair once a month, and that's how she keeps her hair shiny and healthy. I'm not exactly sure what a glaze even does. Is it to make your hair darker? I don't even know if blondes can do glazes. Okay, now he wants to sit in my lap. Okay, you can sit in my lap, buddy. So yeah, I glazed my hair, and then I got face framing pieces. So if you're on YouTube, you can see it's like right by my chin. I love them. I love when I like put my ponytail up too, and they're just like by my face. I don't know why, but if I can't do slick back. It does not look good on my forehead or my face. I need it like at least a little comfort, you know? Okay, I'll give you chin rubs, Gus. So that's what I'm obsessing over. Recommending is the website Meshki. I feel like a lot of events and things are coming up. So for us, April to October, it's go, go, go. We have like friends' weddings, we have engagement parties, we have concerts, my birthday, our own engagement party in May. So it's just like a lot going on. And we weren't going to have an engagement party. I think I told you guys that. But we're like gonna combine my birthday with a little engagement party for my family in Connecticut that probably won't be able to travel for our wedding next year. But anyways, Meshki is an amazing website to get dresses from. They're so cute, they're unique, but they're trendy and they fit really well and it's good quality and it's not gonna like completely break the bank. So Meshki. Okay, that's my report. So should we get into it? What is social media doing and is it ruining your fitness journey? So number one is comparison. So I wrote down some notes. If you see me looking at my computer, that's what I'm doing. But how many times have you scrolled past a fitness influencer or just like someone posting their body and thought like, why don't I look like that? Or I wish I looked like that. I've done it. I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely done it, and it's human nature to compare. That's normal. But the problem is like you're getting that on social media constantly, and it's like a constant highlight reel. So it's not reality. And for an example for me that I want to give you guys is like sometimes when I post a glute picture on my story and like put that I just got a workout in, sometimes I'm posting that picture because I tried to take 20 pictures from the front and I felt bloated and I didn't like them, so I was like, F it, I'm just gonna turn around and take a booty pic. So there's things like that going on in the background, and when you see one photo, if you take a screenshot of people's camera roll, it's probably filled with a bunch of other like shots that they tried to get but they didn't like for that one single shot. Okay, Gus, we're not playing fetch right now. Do you guys see what I deal with? This is what I mean when I say he's a 2-year-old, because he needs constant attention. Okay. And then another thing, like highlight reel comparison that's not even about body, like I posted our engagement photos, these like beautiful photos and videos, background scenes. Brett and I got into such a fight before our engagement photos because he was playing video games and not getting ready, and I got so mad at him. Like I gave him the silent treatment all the way up into the engagement photos. The first few photos, I was so mad at him. Like you could see my face. I didn't even want to look at him in the first few photos, and then he finally just gave me a hug and was like, okay, can we get over this? Like, we have to take our engagement photos now. I was like, okay, fine. I was also on my period, so holding a grudge on my period is real easy for me. I'll never go to bed mad, but I was angry. Okay, I had to settle Gus down before we continued. But yeah, so I was mad, but you guys didn't see that part because why would I post that we got in a fight? I'm telling you guys that now, but you just saw like those pictures and you might be comparing your relationship to our relationship. Like, never do that, really. Never do that, because you never know what's going on. Okay, so with comparison, before and after transformations, I did see the study in 2019. It was done. It was a body image study, and it found that exposure to Fitspiration posts actually decreased body satisfaction in women. Why? Because we compare ourselves to unrealistic idols. So the research shows it right there. We shouldn't be consuming all of this. So what should we do? Like where to next? It's not like you need to use your phone. You need to keep up with people, right? So you could unfollow or mute accounts that make you feel worse about yourself. That's why with my account, I really try to make it less about me and how I could serve you instead. When I first started posting, it was definitely all about my body. Like constant progress pictures of my own body, like booty pics, flexing pics, things like that. And I just I'm not saying that's bad for anyone to do, because it can be inspiration for people, but the studies do show it's not good for us to constantly see that. And at least for me, like I follow food accounts, dog accounts, I follow like news accounts, and that's really it. I don't follow that many people. I follow some like moms I don't know why I really like following like moms and their routines with their kids. I think it's just because I want to be a mom so bad one day, God willing. And yeah, that's just what I like to follow. But unfollow or mute people that make you feel bad about yourself. It's okay. Follow people with realistic, sustainable fitness journeys and advice. I think that's a huge one. Maybe, I'm not saying like only follow me, but follow people that give you good advice and advice that makes sense for your life. And when I see advice that doesn't make sense for my life, like someone juicing, you know, or someone doing like keto, like that's not really applicable for my journey right now, so I'm not gonna follow it. But like, you do you, you know? And then focus on your progress. Compare yourself to you yesterday, not to someone else online. I honestly don't even, I used to compare myself now to me like 6 years ago, but I don't even do that anymore, because me 6 years ago, I was a whole different person, you know? Like, why am I gonna compare my college self that like had 2 classes to go to and could work out 7 days a week and do all this stuff to me now, where like I'm in the middle of trying to buy a house, I'm in the middle of trying to plan a wedding, these are all good things, but I run my own business. Like, I'm so busy, you know? I go to the gym 4 times a week, and that's just how it is. But yeah, that's another big aspect of it. Now, next is information overload. With this one minute you're told lifting weights is the best way to lose fat, then the next person, when you scroll, is preaching that running is the only way to lose fat and the best way to lose fat. The internet is a goldmine of fitness advice, but also a dumpster fire of misinformation. Not even only misinformation, but just like things that don't apply to you. Like I said, if you don't love running and you can't run forever and have that be a part of your fitness journey and sustain it, then why would you do that, you know? Like, I don't love running. I don't want to run 6 miles every single day. It could still be good for you, you know, but as a fitness coach, we know that doing only endurance training is bad. You want to also strength train, so there is misinformation out there, but there's just a lot. So for example, if you've ever seen the eat this not that post, like I've definitely done that before, but I always try to keep in my voiceovers, put in my captions, explaining why behind all of it, and like go more in depth. That's why I don't even care about my I do care about views, because obviously that's how I get my information spread to people. That's how I get more clients. That's important for my business. But at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna make this virally video that's only 5 seconds long saying this ambiguous thing and then have a bunch of people question it and just do that for the views so it loops. Like, I'm gonna do my whiteboard posts that are 2 minutes long that don't get as many views, but the people that do watch it, like, they're actually getting real information from it, and they know, they see the whole picture within 2 minutes, even though sometimes 2 minutes is hard. But that's why I do my podcast too, so then I can expand on topics. So that's really important. So don't let a looping 5-second viral video like completely derail you from whatever you're doing. Like, if you're weightlifting right now and then you see this 5-second video of this girl going from like X weight to this low weight, and she said, POV, you did this by running 2 miles a day, like, don't completely change everything in your routine just because you saw one video of one girl that did that somewhere. That might have also, the photos might have been 5 years apart, and she's running on top of weightlifting and, I don't know, eating 1,200 calories a day, which she shouldn't be anyways. So yeah, eat this, not that post. So like, one day eggs are bad for you, the next day they're a superfood. A 2021 study in nutrients found that conflicting nutrition advice leads to confusion and indecision, making people less likely to stick to a plan. Remember how I always say, follow a plan, not your feelings? Well, it's really hard to follow a plan if you change the plan every day, okay? So what should you do instead? Find trusted sources, coaches, dietitians, trainers with credentials. Maybe you pick like 3 that you really like information from, you know? And then you stick to their advice, and then if you're looking at their advice and you feel a little wishy-washy about it, you can unfollow them and follow someone else. But for me, like, I star people on Instagram that I really like information from, doctors, people, coaches, things like that. And then I can like primarily see their stuff and then put my phone away because I don't want to like doom scroll constantly. Stick to basic principles too. Basics are better. If someone's getting too confusing, like too extreme in one area, that's like a gut feeling that, oh, maybe that's not right, you know? Strength train, eat whole foods, manage stress, get sleep. Those are the basic principles. If anyone's saying that those aren't important, then you should question their claims. If a claim sounds extreme, like never eat carbs, it's probably not science-backed. it's probably just their experience, and you have to compare their experience with your experience and where you want to go, and do you want to lose weight, but do you want to give up your grandma's sourdough bread? Because I don't. Okay, the next one is leading into that, extremists in all categories. So social media loves the extremes, whether it's keto warriors, all cardio fanatics, or never miss workout mentalities, or like the Pilates princesses versus like the weight training warriors. I don't know, I'm coming up with these names, but people love the extremes. The extremes sound exciting, but they often lead to burnout, or they lead to the results they don't want to see. Or they can lead to really good things at the same time. Like, I'm working both sides of the spectrum here, but as you can see, it's like everything that you consume online, every time you scroll, you need to take personal responsibility of what you're letting come into your brain and allow a decision to be made. Like, you have to take personal responsibility for that. Just because someone posted that doesn't mean that you have to abide by that. Like, you can decide whether you think that information's worthy of a spot in your brain. So real life example, think of those like 75 hard or 2-a-day workout challenges. Sure, they're motivating, but research in sports medicine shows that sustainability beats intensity for long-term fitness success. Going all in for a few weeks only to crash isn't the answer. We know this. We know that 30 minutes of weight training 4 times a week can really make a difference. It doesn't need to be 2 1-hour workouts a day. That's a lot. So what to do instead? Balance over extremes. Find a routine that fits your life, not just a temporary challenge. This is actually why I started, instead of selling programs on my website, I do the one-time macro setup or the one-time workout setup, because I have you answer a series of questions beforehand. What does your schedule look like? Do you have any kids? Are you running around? Are you busy? What is your occupation? What equipment do you have available? And then I can tailor a 12-week program to you. It's a one-time setup that fits your routine. Whereas before I sold like, oh, 5-day glute routine. But then like, what if someone doesn't have the equipment? What if someone wants at-home options? What if someone's super busy and can't do 60-minute workouts? So I like doing that one-time setup. You guys can find that at juliexfit.shop. It is also a cheaper version of my one-on-one coaching, well, not version, but a cheaper option from one-on-one coaching if you're not at the place where you can commit and invest in one-on-one coaching. The people that do the one-time setup though, you will get a discount if at any point after that you decide you want to be coached by me. Right now I'm accepting April applications, so we're onboarding for April right now. So what to do instead? We said balance over routines, avoid this is the only way. Fitness gurus, like people that are kind of using the only words and terminology, maybe better not. The best approach is the one you can stick to. Give yourself permission to rest. Rest is so important. Progress doesn't come from working out 24/7. It comes from consistency over time. Again, 3-4 workouts a week. That's your standard. We talked about this last week, standard over schedule. If your standard's 3 workouts a week, but you miss your Monday workout because they're scheduled Monday, Wednesday, Friday, oh, Gus is back with the ball. That's fine. Just get your standard in, your 3 days a week, so move the workouts around if you have to. Number 4 is trendy but ineffective workouts. Social media thrives on trends, we know this. Some are fun, but a lot can be a waste of time. Trends that I see going on right now are the only glute workout you need, the only upper body workout you need, which is like a fun little gimmick, but I just hope that the coaches at least pop in their caption for people that are newer, like, hey, if you're 25 years old, hopefully you'll be working out for the next at least like 70, 60 years, I don't know. And you'll probably have to change your glute workout at some point within that time space, right? Because your body needs different stimulus to make sure that it can progressive overload and change over time. So real life example of this, if you've ever tried those like banded TikTok glute workouts that promise a booty transformation, a study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning research found that progressive overload, lifting heavier over time, is the key to muscle growth, not endless banded kickbacks. So people are literally doing studies on this, on people's funky trends online, and proving them to be false. And that's the hard part, because the people that are posting the videos, they look awesome. Their butts are so big, they look so good. But we don't know the whole vision behind it. Like, are they posting a banded workout because maybe they couldn't film in the gym that day? And they actually did do a 300-pound hip thrust, but then when they got home, they were like, oh shoot, I forgot to record a video. They already had a glute pump, and then they're like doing banded kickbacks. That's not cool. But yeah, It's a hard life out there, and we just need to be skeptical. Just put your like skeptic goggles on and you'll look at social media completely differently. Stick to fundamentals: squats, deadlifts, presses, pull-ups. They're always more effective than random gimmicks. Like, your compounds should always be a part of your plan. You could do different variations of your compounds: box squat, regular squat, front squat, split squat. You can switch that up, but some sort of squat should be in there. You don't need to be doing a banded Bosu ball kickback Superman. That's crazy, but that gets a lot of views. So test before trusting. If a workout trend promises overnight results, it's likely just marketing hype. For me, with my clients, I tell them if they see something online that they're questioning, they can always send it to me. I'm not saying I'm above all and perfect. I'm not saying that, but I've been around for a little while, and I feel like I have like content creator eyes, and I can tell if someone's doing something just for views or doing so. Well, they could think that they're really helping someone, but that's the thing. I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Brett says it's to my detriment. It's not a good thing to give people the benefit of the doubt always, but I don't know. I feel like most people have good hearts and good intentions. It's just they don't know about the fundamentals yet, and hopefully they'll land on this podcast and learn about them. Last but certainly not least, I feel like my camera kind of moved down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Unrealistic expectations. So ever wonder why influencers always seem to have abs, the perfect lighting, zero cellulite? It's not magic. It's usually editing, posing, and sometimes enhancements. You never know. Sorry guys, I'm like tripping over my words today. It's Wednesday. I've been talking a little bit. I had some client calls today. But example of this, a 2022 study in Psychology of Popular Media found that exposure to edited fitness content increased body dissatisfaction in both men and women. Filters, angles, and posing tricks create unrealistic expectations that make real progress feel slow or inadequate. Now, for me, if I'm posting a video on social media, I obviously want the lighting to look good. It's just like, I want the video to look good. I want to look good, and I want the video to look good. That's not a bad thing. But you should just know with your skeptic goggles that I told you guys to always have on social media, like, that girl probably has the best lighting that she could find in that gym. Like, that's why she's taking it there, which is fine. Like, it just, don't compare, because that's the reality of it. Like, if you take a video for your coach and look at the video back, and maybe like the angle's not the best and like the lighting's not the best, and you compare that video to the one that you saw online of the girl doing it with her form, like, just know that she's doing that for her job. Like, it needs to look nice, it needs to have good lighting, and you're doing it for your coach, which is fine. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect, but don't compare it. Like, it's like you're comparing like apples to like grapefruits. Apples to oranges, sorry. I don't know why I said grapefruits, but yeah. Anyways, so instead, remember the behind the scenes, set realistic goals. Progress takes months. That's why I have a 3-month minimum for my one-on-one coaching. The first 2 months, we are perfecting your new habits, your new routine. That's super important. You might not see physical results in those 2 months. You might, though, you know, you could still see results. But that 3rd month is when you'll start seeing some change if you're consistent. But you'll see it the sustainable way. You're not gonna gain it back the way you might have in the past. Celebrate the small wins instead of chasing aesthetics. Track performance goals. That's a really big one. That's why I love posting my clients like written out progress. I honestly do that more than progress photos for my girls. One, because not everyone wants their bodies posted online, which is totally fine. But 2, because those small wins, are seemingly small wins, are really significant and important in the journey. Now, just to wrap this up, because I can chat with you guys forever, social media might be ruining your fitness progress, who knows, but it doesn't have to. It's all about how you use it with your skeptic goggles on. Unfollow the noise, focus on consistency, and stick to science-backed strategies, the basics. Like, it doesn't even need to be sciencey. Like, you know the basics. We've talked about the basics. If someone's content seems too good to be true, it probably is. If someone's strategy seems too good to be true, it probably is. You need to do the hard, basic, fundamental things to see progress. You need to make sure you're sleeping enough, having enough water, eating enough protein, hitting the gym and going heavy. Like, those are the basic things. Some apple cider vinegar shot before your breakfast is not gonna do the trick if those basic things are not into place, okay? I'm shouting at you guys now, wow. So anyways, if this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. JulieXFit is my account, for no BS, and that is bullshit, we don't swear here, fitness advice. See you next time. Bye, guys.